I'm here to conduct an interview on mobile addiction, and here I have with me my interviewee, Mr. Richards. Now, Mr. Richards, I'd like to ask you a few questions regarding mobile addiction. So, first of all, how often do you use your mobile?
Well, that's a very tricky question because often could mean using it with a break, but sometimes for me there's no break, so perhaps I only use it once but never stop using it.
Okay, that's a very interesting one. Okay, good. Now, there are various mobile devices like tablets and smartphones, PDAs, etc. Which one of these mobile devices do you use the most?
I use my mobile phone the most, or cell phone as it is called in Jamaica. A smartphone which does most of what the tablet would do, but just with a smaller screen. So I tend to just stick just with a smartphone, a good smartphone.
Okay. Now, do you use your mobile devices to contact persons within your house? Probably you're upstairs and somebody downstairs you want to contact and use your mobile device?
Well, you probably just heard my mobile device go off a while ago.
Yes.
But yes, at times I do use it to contact my wife upstairs or downstairs by a WhatsApp message. But that's done more on a, I should say, friendly, jovial basis, but not so much on a business level. No.
Okay. Okay.
So I would say no to that question.
Okay. So what would you do if your mobile device was lost or misplaced and you don't have it in your possession?
I would panic. In fact, I've panicked many times, and when I slap my pocket, it's right there.
Okay.
And the heart goes back down. But yes, I would certainly panic.
Okay. Now, on your mobile device, the smartphone, do you use almost all of the applications as you go through the day?
I would say no to that question. I use quite a few. In fact, I have certain ones which I use on a daily basis, but I have many other ones which perhaps I've used once, but I don't really use them each day. I would liken it to going on holiday and bringing a whole lot of clothes, but we only end up using a few.
Okay.
So I certainly stick with using a few.
Okay, good. Now, while you're sleeping at night, your phone might be on. Do you listen out for any notifications that might come in that you quickly jump to the phone and, try to see what's happening?
Up to a certain time, yes, but after that, I will just switch off and say, well, that's for the morning.
Okay.
If it's real emergency, then I expect a phone call and not a text or something from social networking.
Okay. Now, do you use any mobile devices during your work?
Certainly do. In fact, it's a requirement. My work company, they have provided me with a mobile device which I use for emails, for collecting jobs, for sending reports, spreadsheets, etc., taking pictures at times as well. So I heavily rely on my mobile device to get my job done.
Okay. Interesting. Now, do you use your mobile on an ongoing basis, to make calls, text messages, back to back, going on and on?
I certainly do. And now with the arrival of WhatsApp, Voxer, Viber, those social networking apps, I tend to use those more than the traditional talking, calling a number, hello, how are you? So I would say yes to that. I certainly use the social networking text apps a lot more now.
Okay. So you would say then that you're a person who try to keep up with the mobile devices that are around?
I certainly do. I tend to keep up with the mobile devices as well as the applications and newer ways to communicate rather than the conventional ways which we were used to in the past.
Okay. Now my final question to you is, with all these mobile devices that you come in contact with throughout your daily activities, do you think you're really addicted to these mobile devices?
I would say yes. I really have to be honest with myself to answer such a question, but I think I do have a slight addiction, maybe not so slight as well.
Okay.
However, I do think it is quite productive in the way that I use it.
Okay. Well, thank you for this interview, Mr. Richards. Really appreciate your thoughts.
It was my pleasure.
Alright then.
How often do you use your cell phone?
A lot during the day, maybe over 100 times.
Do you have your cell phone with you constantly, even at home in your pocket or right next to you?
No, not at home.
Are you uncomfortable or fidgety when your cell phone doesn't ring or ping?
No, I'm not.
If your cell phone does not work, how do you cope? How do you react?
Usually I do not think about it. It doesn't matter to me.
Have you ever called or texted someone to bring you something even though you were in the same house?
No, I haven't, but I have received texts or calls to bring somebody else something in the house with me.
Have you had problems with family or friends because of your cell phone use?
No.
Do you find yourself restless or irritable when you attempt to cut down or stop using your phone?
No, I don't. I don't think that I use it that often.
Do you use your phone on a status update when something funny pops in your head?
No, I don't.
If you lose your cell phone, what do you worry about the most? Who took it, the important information, your phone itself?
Who took it, and then the important information that's on my phone.
Do you know what mobile addiction is? Please explain.
I'm guessing that means you just have an addiction to your mobile device, whatever that may be. The use of media in general, not stopping, texting, calling, emailing, Facebook, Twitter, which I do not have.
Are you suffering from mobile addiction? Why do you think so?
No, I don't think I'm suffering from mobile addiction because I'm not on my cell phone all of the time, even though I use
I'm here. My name is Mr. Harvey. This is Miss Thomas, and we're here to have a short interview on mobile addiction. So, Miss Thomas, what I'd like to ask you, first of all, how often do you use your cell phone as you go throughout your daily activities?
I would say about 75 times a day.
Okay, very interesting. Now, at the moment, do you have your cell phone with you? Okay, interesting. Are you uncomfortable or fidgety when your cell phone does not ring, or anybody doesn't send you a text, or
Somewhat.
Okay. And what about if your cell phone is not working? How do you manage that situation?
I have to find another cell phone instant.
Okay. Now, have you ever called or texted someone to bring you something that you're in the same house as them using the phone?
No.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, in your family, are there any problems that arise because, use of the cell phone and so forth?
Well, parents sometimes. Get off the phone, do this, do that.
Okay, do you find it hard to cut down on the use of the cell phone?
Sometimes, yes, but other times, no.
Okay. Now, do you use your phone on bathroom breaks?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, do you sleep with your cell phone nearby under the pillow so that if any updates or calls come in, you can quickly, answer it and so forth?
I won't necessarily hear anything, but if I wake in the middle of the night, I will check my phone.
Okay. Now, if you are supposed to lose your phone, do you worry about or be perturbed about the information that you had on it, like pictures, data, etc.?
Yes.
Okay. Now, also, what are any warnings that you might want to give to persons who are phone addicts or, as mobile addicts, come under tablets and other things like that? Well, person 24/7/11 on thetheir tablet doing all sorts of recreational work, and also the cell phone texting while driving danger may cause danger, etc.
Tell them to get professional help.
Professional help, so probably like a psychologist or so. Good, good. Well, thanks, Mr. Moss, for this interview. We really appreciate it. Alright, so we'll see you at another time.